So I'm gonna guarantee you this, by the end of this video, you're gonna know exactly how you can drive an infinite amount of traffic, awareness, and customers into your Web3 brand. And if this is the first time we meet, my name is Leon Aboud, and through my NFT marketing consulting firm, Unfungible, I've had the honor and the privilege of working with dozens of Web3 brands. And over the last 2 years of Unfungible existing, I've spoken on a phone with a little bit over 700 NFT founders. And one thing I'll tell you is a very common misconception that these founders have is that they think that the marketing fundamentals and the marketing principles and strategies and channels that work in Web2 also work in Web3. So I get a lot of founders. Just this week, I had a founder of an NFT marketplace come to me and he was like, Leon, our strategy is that we're going to be running paid marketing ads on YouTube to drive traffic to our platform. And then I told him, like, do you know that crypto and NFT ads on Google, which includes YouTube, are incredibly restricted? So understandably, a lot of founders are not familiar with what constitutes a proper Web3 marketing funnel. And that's exactly what I'm going to be showing you in today's video. And by the end of this video, I'm going to be showing you with that Web3 marketing funnel, how do you scale that? And how do you duplicate that process so you can get an infinite flow of traffic, leads, and customers so you can grow your Web3 brand. Now, there's a reason why the fundamentals that work in Web2 don't work in Web3 is the following. Whether you're in Web2 or Web3, marketing fundamentals, there are two types of marketing campaigns you can run. The first one is direct response marketing. And the second one, so that's number one. And the second type of marketing is indirect response. Direct response marketing is when you try to get someone who sees your ad for the first time to commit for an action from that very first moment. I, for example, almost have a decade of Web2 marketing and I've worked in direct response. And I'll tell you, direct response is when, for example, you put an ad out for a clothing brand, let's say you have a 20% discount, and the objective is to get that person to buy on the spot. Direct response, frankly, is a beast because it allows you to see the direct return on investment on your marketing. You know that for every dollar you put marketing in, you're gonna get $3, $4, $5, $10 sometimes that same days in result. So here you're optimizing for the final purchase. In indirect response marketing, you're optimizing for community building. You're optimizing to bring people into your ecosystem and you're building a life cycle for them where they will eventually be buying from you. This is where, for example, you might see people create free resources. Here's a free course, here's a free PDF, join our Discord, subscribe to our newsletter, subscribe to our YouTube channel. So you're not optimizing for the purchase, you're optimizing for someone to join your ecosystem. Now, in truth, and this is the situation of the Web3 space as we speak today, direct response marketing does not work. We've tested it. I've seen some people do it. You might get some results, but it's not consistent right now. And the reason being, we are sadly in an industry where paid ads is incredibly restrictive. SEO marketing does not really work that well. PR campaigns are very much restricted to the Web3 native platforms. So the channels where you can engage in direct response marketing, let's say you are selling an NFT for the sake of example. I have never seen it yet. Someone see an NFT project on an ad platform, be like, I like this NFT, I like this utility, let me buy it on the spot. It does not exist. So for us, what that means is the only marketing channel, the only marketing vehicle that works right now in Web3 is indirect response marketing. And when you think about it, it kind of makes sense. A big reason why some of the biggest tokens are the biggest tokens, let's take Solana for example, is not because Solana has the best ads or they do the best marketing material. No, it's because they have a very strong community. They've managed to build a very strong community. And you hear that a lot. Most of the time, people buy into projects because of the community behind it, and not necessarily because of the product or because of the utility that comes with that. So now that we understand this, let me draw out the marketing funnel for Web3. This is where we have the founder account. At the very middle, this is where we have the project account. And then right here at the bottom, that is where we have the project Discord. And this right here is for an NFT target audience. For crypto audience, I know it happens on Telegram. However, crypto marketing is not what I'm interested in. Here on this channel, we talk about NFT marketing or marketing to an NFT native buyer. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is the mega funnel for Web3 marketing. And I call this the founder funnel. And the reason I do that is because at the top of the funnel, what is going to determine the success of the entire funnel is the very top, which is the founder account. And this is a very interesting funnel that we've observed refined and tested with the many projects that we've worked with, this by far, having the founder account at the very top of the funnel far outperforms having the project account at the very top of the funnel. And I'm going to be giving you in a second a couple examples, but the reason why I say that the founder account is at the very top, and that's because with the founder account being the source of traffic and the source of awareness into the project ecosystem is through a personal account. The type of content that you have the capacity to publish, to post, to try, to iterate is a lot different than that on the project account. It is incredibly hard to create interesting viral content through that of a project. However, through a founder, you have the ability to engage in a much wider range content type that is more quantity, more quality, and most importantly, a type of content that has a higher probability of going viral. Just think about it from your own personal example. When was the last time you interacted with an NFT project or you were reminded by an NFT project's existence? It was most likely by engaging with the founder of that project. And the exact same funnel, the exact same principles also apply in Web2. Most of you here that consume content, whether it's on X, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's on Instagram, we enjoy consuming content from other people. We don't enjoy consuming content from other brands. And the reason being, the content from other brands doesn't hit the same. It's a lot less authentic, it's a lot more corporate. People like engaging with people. And in an industry where the only type of marketing that can be done is indirect marketing, where you need to build community, you need to foster a strong bond with your potential target audience. This is where you need to have the highest quality content with the greatest conversion rate. And the way you do that is through using the founder funnel. I'll give you an example. Just right now in December, there is one of the most anticipated Web3 game that is going to be launching. It's called Overworld. And for instance, they are one of the projects that we have been hoping on. But one thing they've been doing incredibly well is that most of the outreach, most of the marketing has been done through the founder. His name is Jeremy. And for example, all the Twitter spaces that he's been hopping on right now, he doesn't hop on from the project account, he hops on from the founder account. Because again, people resonate with people. And you're a lot more likely to engage with the brand if it's through the founder than if it's through the actual brand itself. It's like too boring, it's not fun. No one wants to engage with an entity. People want to engage with people. Another example, my really good friends at ZTX, who was the face of the project? It was the community lead, Karma, who I actually recently filmed a podcast with that is going to be published on this channel. And they were very recently able to sell out an entire collection and raise a couple $100,000. Who was the person hopping from Twitter space to talking with people, to being engaged, to doing the comments, to replying to other people? It was the community lead. It was Karma. So on the day-to-day marketing of the founder funnel, what does that look like? That's where you have the person, the founder, the person responsible for the project. This is where they are the one engaging with Web3, the Web3 community. So every day engaging within Web3 conversation, replying to people, jamming people, giving your take on within Web3 conversation. This is where you have the Twitter spaces, hopping on Twitter spaces. This is where you are producing content. This is where you are doing podcasts. This is where you are joining and networking other projects' Discords. In the day-to-day, this is what it looks like. And from the founder account, how does that translate into results from here? How do we increase the conversion rate from the founder account all the way to the project account? And this is where we do a couple things. The first one being the account bio, founder of project XYZ. This is where you're going to be attention arbitraging the traffic that you're getting. Let's say the founder account is getting 100,000 impressions per week. This is where in the first tweet that people see, the pinned tweet, this is where it's going to be a piece of content either talking about the project, either it's a retweet from the project, whatever looks best, whatever you think makes sense. And this is where you're going to be attention arbitraging on your feed. Every once in a while, you're going to be posting something related to your project. And what you're going to start seeing is over time, people are going to start engaging more with the project. Two things are going to dictate how many people actually convert to check out the project. The first one is how many impressions are you getting at the top of funnel? And number two is the consistency of you posting about the project. There's this thing in marketing called the law of 7 that says that the average prospect needs to see your marketing material about 7 times before they can commit to a decision to buy your product or not. So someone who's been following the founder account 12 months ago is a lot more likely to convert into the project account than someone who just followed the founder account 24 hours ago. So you understand how this strategy is a lot more organic. Time with this funnel is an asset and you want to use it. consistent. So you understand now how you can't just come out with this strategy and in 4 weeks of marketing sell out your project. No, Web3 marketing has changed a lot in the last 12 months, and this today is the new funnel that currently works. And by the way, guys, on a tangent, this is the exact funnel that Gary Vaynerchuk, the king of marketing, uses both in Web 2 and in Web 3. Gary Vaynerchuk built VaynerMedia into the entity it is today on top of his own personal brand. So you can derive a lot of examples just from the Web 2 space. But the question now that opens up is, surely on founder account, how do we scale this? How do we actually bring in more than 100,000 people? How do we bring in 1 million people? How do we bring in 10 million people into the project account to check out our project and eventually go into Discord, which is the closest thing to people buying. When someone is in your Discord, they are as close as possible to committing to a purchasing decision. This is the closest they'll ever get to making a decision. And this is where they are in the high, we call them hot buyers. So how you've optimized your Discord is incredibly important, but that is a conversation for another time. For the founder account, this is where we talk about how the hell do we scale this. So here's what I'll do to explain that. How do we actually scale the founder funnel? And this is where I'm gonna take this chunk and I'm gonna explode it right here. Beautiful, so I've just taken this and I've exploded it right here so we can all see. How do we actually increase the flow of traffic into our founder funnel? And there's 4 ways to do this. First one is through more quantity. Let's say you were here doing the replies, doing the Twitter spaces, doing the content, and you're getting 100,000 impressions per week. What if we did double that? We most likely will get double the amount of impressions. So more quantity. Number 2, more quality. And this is what we sometimes call leverage. So improving what you're actually doing. So how do you get to the point where you have a piece of content, the typical post that you make has 1,000 impressions? How do we improve the copywriting? How do we improve the actual content piece to make that have 10,000 impressions? So we improve the quality. And this is where we can talk about all the skills that come with that. If you're doing written content, copywriting, if you're doing Twitter spaces, communication, if you're doing video content, also communication and camera presence, if you're doing podcasting. Number 3 is authority. So authority, what do I mean by this? And this is an interesting one. People are more likely to pay attention to someone they deem as authoritative. It literally is one of the 7 principles of influence from Robert Cialdini's book about influence. So you're a lot more likely to click on a call to action by Gary Vaynerchuk than you are by a random account 123. So one way to increase how many people check you out is by increasing your authority. And the way one increases their authority is through their achievements, through the people they associate themselves with. If, for example, I post a picture with Joe Rogan, people are more likely to pay attention to me than if not. And this is where, for example, associating yourself with certain brands or with certain collections helps. And as crazy as it sounds, it actually helps when you are part of a community. Let's say you are a Bored Ape and your profile picture is a Bored Ape. All of a sudden you are renting the perceived authority from the Bored Ape Yacht Club branding. Like it or not, this is the case. So you representing yourself with another community, with another idea, will help you build your authority. And number 4 is more accounts. And this is an interesting one. Let's say you right here, through the first 3. Let's say through the first 3, you are getting 1 million impressions per month. So right here, what if we added another account? What if the co-founder created an account as well and started getting another 1 million impression? What if the community manager started doing the exact same thing here? What if you prompted the community to become better content creators and they will start getting impressions for you? What if you brought in ambassadors that are going to start representing your brand? And you can start seeing how this encompasses all the other marketing strategies, like the ambassador marketing strategy, where you literally would pay people to represent your brand and to become an ambassador for your brand. All you're doing here is you are adding another source of traffic into your project. So let's say you manage through a great feat to have 1,000 high quality content creators all representing and talking about your brand. You bet it is a matter of time until people in the NFT space or people in Web3 are like, who the hell is this? What the hell is this account? What the hell is this project? Why do I need to pay attention to that? And that is why, for example, the recent campaign we did with Chimpers, where we helped holders of the chimper NFT who had their profile picture as chimpers. We helped them become better content creators, which increased the quality and the quantity and created more accounts for the chimpers ecosystem that represented their brand. This had an incredible return on investment. If you haven't watched it yet, I really recommend you to check the video out because it's very insightful. So this right here, gentlemen, is how I would scale the founder funnel. More quantity, more quality content, more authority building, and finally adding more funnels. If I could rank them by importance, if I were to start, that's exactly the order I would start. Quality creates quantity a lot of time. If you are to watch my very first videos that I've ever created, it is me screen sharing my laptop and literally talking through the microphone of my laptop. The quality was horrible, but I was doing the quantity. And with time came the quality. And through quality, through audience building, through the different people that I've managed to interview and work with and speak with and the case studies that I have, I was able to build and continuously am building my authority. And suddenly, as our team at Unfungible started growing, we started having more people represent the Unfungible brand and create more sources of traffic and awareness into the Unfungible brand. This, ladies and gentlemen, is exactly how I've managed to do it at Unfungible. I do what I preach, and it's exactly how we've helped a lot of NFT projects also get out there, market themselves, and launch their products. Now you're probably looking at this and you're like, Leon, I just want to build products and services. I don't want to create content. I'm not a content creator. I'm the guy in the back. And that's totally fine. I can totally respect that. And they asked me like, Leon, do I really need to do this? And I hate to say this, but yes, you absolutely do need to. Because this, ladies and gentlemen, like it or not, is by far the highest performing marketing funnel. You could try to find ways to make it work with paid ads, but it's a matter of time until your competition figures out this funnel, adapts it for their own product, and outcompetes you out of the marketplace. So that's where I tell you, every brand needs two founders or two leads. Number one is the builder. Number two is the hype man. The hype man is going to be the very top of the funnel. They're gonna make sure that the project has all the eyeballs that they need. And the builder is the person in the back that is making sure that the product is being built, that the product is running, and that you are offering the world-class products and services that your customer came to you for. The builder and the hype man. If you're a hype man, find your builder. If you're a builder, find your hype man. And this right here, ladies and gentlemen, if you unlock this, you're gonna have an infinite flow of traffic, awareness, and customers into your Web3 brand. I hope this was helpful, ladies and gentlemen. If it was, I'm going to be pinning right here another video that I think is going to be helping you on your journey building the future of Web3. I love you guys, and I will see you in the very next video. Cheers.